I'm still very optimistic. I think that the industry is fragmented, but that's normal. I think nursing and education were before they became professionalised. The federal model of policing makes security a challenge because you need to decide whether it's regulated from a national basis or through one of the states or from the states and the national body. But I think eventually it will come together, and I think it'll be very useful. It'll set a minimum standard. It'll allow people to be flexible in the labour market, and it'll allow people to pick their own area. And you probably start with a Certificate 4, move up to a diploma, and at every level you'd reward people with advanced standing. I don't agree with the last speaker that getting a Certificate 4 based on RPL is something wrong. I think anyone who's done 20 years in the police or in the security industry should be able to get a Certificate 4 like that. But I think in the long term, if they want to get more than that, it's head down and arse up. You've just got to start reading and become familiar with it and go through the process that all other professionals do.
Okay, it's going to take a long time, but what's it going to take to get there?
I think it's happening as we speak. There's a whole range of stuff that's going on. More and more, when I joined the police, I was looking at my papers the other day and it said, joined this year and retired, and I think it's 3 years' time has got my retirement date. So people would do 30 years or whatever it was, and they'd stay in and they hated it. Whereas now, 10 years and you're looking at veterans. So they're looking at other areas to work in. Most of them now in New South Wales got an associate degree, so I'm using that as a foundation. If they want to work in the security industry and do better, they're going to have to be competitive. It's up to the industry itself to self-regulate. I think the security industry does a pretty good job overall of self-regulating. Education is a hard thing to sell to any industry where you can get a job without it. But in the long term, what will happen is, we talk about knowledge acquisition. There'll be a couple of scandals over unethical behaviour. The security industry needs more morals. That'll come from a journalist or a politician who come from professions where they got none. But that's probably what will happen.